Okay, we're at the zoo. It's ZooBoo time at the Great Indianapolis Zoo, and we're in the desert now with Louis Single. Louis, what do you do here?
I'm the assistant curator of deserts, which includes all of our reptiles and amphibians, and I also work with the animal ambassadors.
Oh. Casey, come here. Come here. Come here. Casey Daniel.
He's a little worked up right now because he's just got out of here and he's ready to meet some people.
Well, okay, Casey, listen, stand closer. So, Louis, listen, we are talking about this spooky Halloween time, some of the animals that scare us, some of the creatures, and this particular snake is at the top of the list when it comes to scaring us.
Yes.
Is this one we should be scared of or not scared of here in Indiana?
At first,
Hold the mic. Come over. It's funny.
At first, you certainly should be afraid of a snake like this because the patterning on this snake is exhibiting something called mimicry, right? So this snake wants us all to think that he's venomous. He wants us to think he's a coral snake, which is a venomous species that lives in Honduras as well as in the southern United States. And so, yeah, if you're not afraid of him, but you're also not good at identifying snakes, you could pick him up and go, wait, that's not a Honduran milk snake. It is a coral snake. Whoops, I made a mistake and now I got bit. Like I said, this is an ambassador snake, so we bring him to, let toddlers touch him, right?
Toddlers touch it, Terry. Okay, so
People can do 2 fingers, give it a little touch if they want, and then that's part of like learning to get over your fear. It's one of the most common phobias. Fear of snakes is very common and natural, so I don't blame anybody for being afraid of snakes.
why should people not be afraid of snakes?
Well, because they do a ton of good for the environment. Snakes are a predator, and they eat the type of animals that eat human food. So think about all the grain and corn, for example, that we produce in the United States. That feeds everybody in this country. We'd be in bad shape without that. And snakes are really important at controlling the rodent populations in the world to make sure that they don't compete with us for the food we're growing to feed the world's population. And another thing that's important, one of the scariest things that we talk about here at the zoo is a world where the snakes are extinct, they're gone. I mean, that's not a place we want to live. That's much more terrifying to me than maybe finding something in your backyard that you weren't expecting. You got to be worried. You got to know what a venomous snake looks like. We do have venomous snakes in Indiana, so you need to be aware that there is the chance that maybe someone could run into something like a species like that. But in general, just leave them alone, give them their space, and because they were so afraid of their interaction with the big human they just ran into, just like you were afraid of them, they're going to get out of town too. They don't want to be around you the same way that most people don't want to be around snakes as well.
How many venomous snakes do we have here in Indiana?
Great question. So in the north, you can find the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, which is a small species. Then in the south, you can find timber rattlesnakes and copperheads. Maybe once in a blue moon, you might run into a cottonmouth. The center of the state, where Indianapolis is, for example, does not have venomous snakes.
We got to go now. Really? No, you really did teach us a lot. Thank you so much.
You're going to show the crowd here you're not afraid. You're going to give me another touch, right?
Not afraid at all.
You've gotten over it. It might have been spooky and fun in the beginning, but here we are. We've learned something, and the snake is now. It's your best friend, right? He's beautiful. He's awesome.
You know, he's a gorgeous creature.
Yes, absolutely. Again,
Does this one have a name?
this is Sula, and this is a Honduran milk snake. So this is a species from Honduras.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween.